Pigich. I am the newly hired ecophysiologist. I study bat, flight, and echolocation, their behavior as they hunt insects, and I oversee this wonderful collection that we have here that was assembled by Dr. Pigich and her late husband, John Pigich, here. The museum is named after. And it's really a tremendous resource that we have here. I use it for teaching mammalogy. We had a class in here today, and so we get to learn all about these critters, everything from their skulls and their skeletons to their behavior and how they've evolved. And so what I wanted to kind of illustrate with some of the resources that we have here is some of the evolution of mammals. And as kind of vertebrate biologists, we're often interested in how animals have evolved to adapt to different kinds of environments. And mammals are really cool because we can look at their skeletons, their skulls, and compare and contrast them to see how the basic mammalian body plan has evolved for so many different evolutionary and ecological niches, from whales to bats to moles and voles and all sorts of cool critters that are really pretty different from each other as far as how they live, but that they're all fairly closely related to each other, so it's pretty fascinating from that perspective. So I'll do a beginning of an intro here and then let Helen take over. I have a thesis committee meeting at 12:30 that I have to run over to. But Helen is more than qualified. She's been here for a long time and can tell you incredible stories about virtually every specimen that are in here, how they got here, the names of them, Sally the buffalo, etc., etc. But I thought I would start by just broadly setting the stage for mammalian evolution by talking about this specimen here. So this is a replica of a fossil, and anybody have any guesses as to what this is? Wild guesses are fine. Whatever first comes to mind, anything. Don't be shy. You won't be counted off for negative answers. What does it remind you of? First thing you see.
What was your... Thank you, thank you.
Okay, it does kind of look like a dinosaur, but the interesting thing is that it's actually not a dinosaur. So in the early evolution of animals, at some point, there was kind of a salamander-like animal, and they started laying eggs that have a shell on them that's called the amniotes. And so at some point, that was the ancestor to pretty much all the vertebrate animals. And the reptile group, which includes all the reptiles and turtles, as well as birds, and dinosaurs, were kind of their own lineage, called the diapsids. And then the separate lineage led to mammals. Mammals are the only living group of which this is one of the ancestors, called Dimetrodon. And so there's, I don't know if you can see this picture here, maybe you've seen pictures of it. It has this giant sail-like structure on its back. It's still kind of debated what it was for, but one of the differences that you can see, if you look at any skull, dinosaur skulls, these openings here on the side, the diapsid, that name means two holes. And so this one, it just has one hole here. So if we had a T-Rex skull to compare it with, there would be a second hole up on the top that you would know it's in the reptile lineage. And so looking at any skull, you can tell which lineage it's from. But it's pretty amazing that this kind of ancestor led to us, led to all the different mammals that we can see in this room. And at some point, with the early mammals, it was thought that they were kind of a shrew-like animal. Does anybody know what a shrew is? What's a shrew? It look like? It's okay, most people don't actually know what a shrew is. What image comes to mind?
Marmot. Too big.
Marmot's too big. Shrews are little animals. Some people think they kind of look like mice. They're small, furry little critters that scurry around through the brush on the ground. And they're kind of like hummingbirds in that they're really small and they have a really high metabolism. If they don't eat in a few hours, they'll die. Sometimes you just, if you're out, like naturalists, just find a dead shrew sitting there. Just couldn't find food. And it's thought that for about 100 million years, the shrews were, or a shrew-like animal, were the ancestors of all mammals. And they lived at the same time as dinosaurs. There were very few of them. They're pretty rare in the fossil record, so they're just pretty much lurking in the darkness, trying to get avoided eaten by dinosaurs and other critters, while all the dinosaurs are having their glory in the day and doing their thing. And then eventually the dinosaurs went extinct, and the mammals pretty much took over. There was a change in the climate, and they started diversifying into the many forms that we see here. So as sort of evolutionary biologists, comparative biologists, we're really interested in looking at different forms of animals. And I will let Helen take over, and Maggie potentially, and talk about some of those adaptations. And some things we're really interested in are the skeletons, looking at the different foot postures, as well as the teeth in mammals. So I'm going to let Helen take over from there, if you're all right with that. All right. Well, I wish I could stay longer, but I'm glad that you all could come to see the museum. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much.
I'll meet you all in the
This is a little blurb about speaking of skeletons, one of the things that Dr. Corcoran did as part of the setup for this was set out a number of skeletal pieces to show you some of the differences in terms of the skeletons have all the same basic parts, they just develop different, and depending on what the animal's doing. This is a jackrabbit. The jackrabbit tends to move around on feet that are sometimes flat on the ground, called plantigrade, and that's in comparison to the kitty cat or your dog at home, which walks around on its tippy toes. So that's called digitigrade, walking around on the digits. And then an extreme, using the same sets of bones, is the horse leg. And what happened with the development of some very large mammals, you see, for example, the deer, the elk, the bighorn sheep, Sally the bison, the reindeer. These organisms over time developed so that they walked around literally on tippy toe, and the deer, the elk, and the bison, while being digitigrade, walk on two digits. The other digits, which deteriorated over time. And the horse, for example, lost all but the very center digit, and so it literally walks around on the middle finger and middle toe. But it's the same bones as in the forelimb of the jackrabbit, or the cat, or you, or me, or the mole, which has been passed around. And I'll pass it around some more. The mole has some mighty strange front limbs, doesn't it? Yeah. What does it look like they do? Dig. And the reason probably aren't you familiar with this is, unless you live east of the Mississippi, you don't see moles. They're not out here, but we're blessed with pocket gophers, which have similar kinds of digging forelimbs, and at which I swear regularly in my garden, because the little boogers just every night from underneath the and it's a pain. But using the same exact bones as in the forelimb of the jackrabbit, the kitty cat, and the horse, return to the mole, which is a digging machine. Another example of things to look at using the same bones because of Dr. Corcoran's specialty, which is what? Bats. And we can pass this around too, is the bat skeleton. And bats are called chiropterids. Chiro means fingers, and the ptera part means wings. And so, just as he showed earlier this morning, if I were a bat, my forelimbs would be dedicated to flying. And standing like this, my fingertips would touch the ground if I were a bat. And if we take a look at the skeleton, and we can pass that around, those very long, skinny bones are fingers. So take a look at that. And the animal developed membranes between the digits so that it serves as a foil and got flight. And another example, and I'm going to embarrass you, our beloved flying squirrel, right? Please stand up and share. And hold your arms out. This is a wonderful adaptation. And what you have is the same exact bones, but in between the bones, the forelimb and the hind limb is a membrane that's developed. So thank you for letting me embarrass you in public. What you have is a lovely example of the development of a membrane that allows gliding. And flying squirrels are excellent at gliding from tree to tree. They're marvelous little acrobats. So, and actually, you are the second flying squirrel I've seen today.
I'm the second
No
I've seen
way.
today too.
Yes, and the other one visited earlier this morning in the lab and took some pictures. Now, we talked a little bit about bones. Let's talk a little bit about a modified bone called teeth. And what you can do by looking at a mammal skull, and even at this Rhinopteron, by looking at the teeth, you can get an idea as to the animal's lifestyle. That is, what does it eat? And, for example, the saber-toothed cat, long extinct, and this is not the real McCoy, this is a clone, a bone clone, because real fossils are very, very expensive and fragile. And this one, he was eating what? What would that eat? If I had teeth like that, what would I be eating? Yeah, meat, other critters, and killing them before you got the meat. Okay, and if you look at the teeth, and you can come up and look at this later, and let me pass it around because it weighs a lot. Look at the back teeth. They're called carnassials, and essentially, they're built on the body plan of a pair of scissors, so that if one slices against the other, it's excellent for ripping flesh. No corn or seeds for this guy. It's made to rip flesh. Another example is this very large guy. Any ideas what it might be? Polar bear skull. But this is a clone, once again. And polar bears are hypercarnivores, meaning they only eat what? Exclusively meat, particularly if you were a nice juicy young seal. They would find you most definitely yummy for at least a can of meat. Okay, so this is a polar bear with its nice, sharp, ripping teeth in the front, and then the scissors teeth in the back of the jaw. Switching gears. One way to look at this skull. ideas? What could this thing be? Yeah, it's a beaver. And if you look at the teeth, the cheek teeth, the ones at the side of the jaw, what shape are they? Are they nice and pointy? These back teeth? Overall, what's the pattern? Well, they're flat. And what good are flat teeth? Grinding. And what do beavers eat? Well, first of all, they jump down trees. And then they take the twigs and hold them in their teeth, in their front paws, and swim to the bottom of the pond where they stash all those twigs to be their food supply over the winter. And then basically they eat twigs, which is what? Wood. Okay, they'll peel bark off, but they do a lot of grinding, and that's the way they get their nutrition. And if you want to grind stuff, you don't have sharp, pointy teeth. Nope, you have flat, grinding teeth. So that's our beaver. And notice how the teeth are specialized in the front, the choppers that are cutting down